What do we call the people who watch this? The Lotters? The Parkers? The Parkers sound like Parker Brothers or something. But good morning, everybody. The Freedomites. Yeah, I've been getting some more info about the Centenary. I'm getting a little bit more stuff in my inbox. Some very, intriguing stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to get some more folks in here because I know you're out there. Well, at least a few of you. I guess LG wants to become the official Celsius person. She put that in the chat yesterday. So right now it is an astounding 63 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little bit warmer than it was yesterday morning. And of course, this time of year out here in Lima, we're going to probably start seeing the fog warnings. I'm not kidding. We actually have school delayed out here sometimes because of the fog. The fog can be very, very thick. We're talking, not John Carpenter ghosts in it thick, but, it's. And no, we won't even discuss that shit remake. But, all right, now people are still hearing, so now it's Power of the Doctor. Interesting title, I gotta say that. Well, I just said it, Grant. I'm in Lima. I've been telling people that for years. Yeah, Indiana is like, hang on, which way is west? See, that's south. That's east. Well, Indiana's somewhere that way. All right. Well, the shooting title, from what I'm being told, was probably Loose Ends, and the reason why it was that was okay. The reason why it's being called Loose Ends to these guys, at least, because I don't know, Power of the Doctor could have been a title change, like I said. Now, who's putting this out about Power of the Doctor? Anybody know? Did anyone get their copy yet? Because I think that's coming tomorrow, ain't it, for the Doctor Who magazine? Okay, the reason why, if it was probably a shooting title, Loose Ends, is the reason, this is what I'm being told. Okay, like I said, this could be a mislead, but we'll just give it some food for thought. The reason why it's being called that. All right, I'm going to get around to this in a minute. Hang on. Now, apparently, according to one of my sources I talk to regularly, according to them, from what they've heard, is this is going to tie up a lot of things. One of the things being is why and how Ace left the TARDIS, which was something that never got to be picked up on the main show. Because as we all know, the last scene we saw was the Doctor and Ace walking off into the sunset. Now, if you've listened to At Childhood's End, or read the book, which is the one Sophie Alder put out, it was not a snuggy, huggy, warm goodbye. Because when Ace's Doctor in the book meets Jodie, there's an awkward silence, a lot of awkward silence. And, well, no, we know why Tegan left. Okay, so no, it's not Tegan. We're talking about Ace. We never got to see why Ace left. Now, there's been a lot of different stories in Big Finish, and I don't know why folks don't catch the gist of this, because I know Philip has, because he's listened to all of them. Things were not going too well towards the end of their relationship. If you follow the Big Finish stories, Ace was starting to get sick of the Doctor's, the Seventh Doctor's, manipulative ways. Because, in the Sylvester McCoy's timeline, how the doctor would normally show up and, has no idea what's going on. A lot of the time, Sylvester's doctor did. And he was just seeing how, playing out the situation, which did not make Ace happy in the end when she found out, oh, well, I knew that all along. It was just not a happy ending, so to speak. So apparently from what they're hearing, that's one of the things that's going to get discussed in that thing. Now what happened was, if the show had played out, if they'd gone into season 27, then Ace would have eventually gone off to the Time Lord Academy. Now I'm going off what Big Finish did, with that timeline. And you even saw some of it on the show where she was starting to get pissed off a bit that the doctor, was manipulating her. But on the show, if it had gone on, Ace was going to go on to become a Time Lady. You're right. And then, what do you call it? She would pop up occasionally. Now, there were some stories that were going to lead up to that. Now, if you've ever listened to Big Finish, like I said, I highly recommend it. They did some of the lost stories. And I'm trying to remember the name of a few of them, like, Earth Aid and things like that, where they were discussing, it turns out the doctor is testing her and proving she's kind of worthy. And that's how it happens from there on. And it kind of builds up to that. So that, so if you get a chance, look out for the lost stories for Big Finish, because they did do some of the scripts from episodes that never got made. Like, there's a few Colin Baker ones drifting around out there. Those are, few from, Sylvester McCoy's following season, had they happened, and things like that. So keep your eye out for that series. It's definitely worth it. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Philip. That's exactly what I was getting at. You said it better, okay? So it depends on who you go with. But we even saw in the TV series there were times when, Ace is like, getting a little ticked off because the doctor already knew what was going on and didn't tell her. Okay, so that's why, like I said, Power of the Doctor sounds better if they go with that. But we'll find out tomorrow, because apparently there's going to be a title announced in there. So allegedly. Yeah, that's going to be the one with Sacha Dhawan giving us a preview. Plus, also, apparently, from what I'm being told, it's going to finally just suss out the placement of Sacha Dhawan's master in the timeline. And, it's basically going to confirm what we already knew, that, his master is the latest. The only time they've had a previous master back on was, of course, with John Sim. And like I said, that's why I can't understand the confusion when Sasha's master popped up. Everybody was under this delusion that, Missy was the final incarnation of the master. Folks, like I said, go back and just look it up on Google. They'll say the masters had everything done to them, but except for being chopped, diced, and served to dinosaurs. Okay, it's the master always finds a way to come back. Master always has a backup plan. No, when you last saw the master, remember, the doctor was lying flat when he set off that thing, and he didn't get scorched. And when we last saw Missy, she was flat on her back out of it. I know, I haven't listened to those ones yet. For the Big Finish yet. I'm a way bit behind on my Big Finish, I hate to admit. Been going back and re-listening to some old stuff. Because every now and then, like I said, as much as I love Doctor Who and all that, I got to take a step back away from it. Because I don't want it to wear out on me. So, So Power of the Doctor sounds interesting too. But like I told you in the last video, Loose Ends could have been a shooting title. Oh yeah, please be very, I just noticed you, Grant, Skydark was originally supposed to be a half-hour dry run. And then I let the story take a life of its own, and next thing you know, it's like that long. Plus, it was long before I knew a lot of stuff now about audio editing that, that I didn't know. I didn't know a whole lot about it. So that was my first effort. So the audio, the audio quality gets better as you get, through the next stories and all that, because I started picking up tips and tricks and all that for things I could do with my audio software. So Skydark was supposed to be a rough cut. It was supposed to be like 30 minutes long, and then next thing you know, it ran away with me. Just like I'm supposed to be finishing up the latest one, and I keep putting it off. And I feel kind of guilty about that because I've been wanting to finish this one for a while, and unfortunately I had a couple of cast members who have been too busy and are really busy lately, so I've kind of had to sit here and try to rewrite things. Yep, that's right, Philip. No, the lawn's okay, so I ain't worried about it. It's not devastatingly high. I just did that not too long ago. It's not like I got Matt Smith to do it for me like Karen Gillan. Look at him. For what I'm hearing, though, like I said, I'm behind on House of the Dragon too. I'm like on episode 2. I haven't even watched all of it yet. Mainly because Cobra Kai came back on, and I'm really, trying not to watch all of it at once. Also, I've been working on another audio, and it's one of the more serious ones, and like I said, that one's going to be called It's Time to Pull the Weeds, and that one takes on a bit of a dark tone. I don't want to give away too much on that one. Yeah, I got to get caught up on Big Finish as well. It's just I got to go back and find out where I lost track because I'm a ways off. I don't know. I tried listening to the Missy series. I couldn't really get into it. I'm going to try it again one of these days. Maybe it's because I kind of like the way Michelle Gomez performs the character visually as well as on the audio. So I think that might have been why I was having a little bit of trouble with it. Michelle Gomez is like all over the place. I'm not kidding. If you want, look up her thing on there. She's like, I know she did Sabrina, and then she did something else, and then I'm not sure she's working on something right now. She's like, yeah, that's right, Doom Patrol. You're right. Thank you. I didn't even watch the last season of Doom Patrol. We tried getting into it, and it's kind of really gone way too wacky. Well, folks, I just looked at the time. That was the other one. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, she did the flight attendant. That's right. So, yeah, her career has been like, ever since Doctor Who. I just noticed the time, folks, and I have got to get off my butt and get into the shop here. So, remember today, be kind, be calm, be safe, but above everything else, please be kind. And, have a nice Wednesday, and we'll hopefully catch you all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.